Practice due to one putt, putt for birdie. Woohoo, new driver info, replace M2, par 5, fairway, what you fin do? Think I'll try to get on into, start right, good line, good view, it drew, shooter McGavin, 2 thumbs that's up high.
It's okay, we'll put a disclaimer on the front of this one because we had a full software.
A full 45-minute podcast recorded.
We might have had like an hour and a half. I have no idea. It was like, so
I have no clue.
When we first started talking to Shawn, it was like, so Bryce is like this age, Mac is this age, Shawn is this age, and it was like we're all buddies that like had so much in common, man. It was like the most I don't know, organic pod we've probably ever had. And something happened and the video was just gone. Something popped up, we're like talking, and like I noticed this like thing popped up and went beam, and it was gone.
Here, I got it next. We'll say Max sent it over to me, and I was gonna try my first time editing it, and I screwed it up. I'll take the blame.
No, man, it's never happened before, and it was like gone forever. So I will put that out there that we're kind of redoing this one. So if we get just randomly talking about something we talked about last time or something, just play along, just pretend like you're here with us. So yeah, John, can you give us an intro, any of the listeners, to who you are?
Yeah, my name is Shawn Gillespie. I'm 50. I started woodworking about 3 years ago. I do landscaping. I've been doing that since I got out of the military back in '97. Moved up from DC to Philadelphia in 2007 is when I met my wife. So I've been outside the Philadelphia, 45 minutes outside of the Philadelphia area for going on 16 years, something like that. So yeah, that's just me. 2 daughters. Oh, shout out to Maddie and Caitlin, because I got yelled at last time by not saying it. So and
nobody even needed to know. You could have just blamed it all on me and said I did say it. I did say it, and then lost the audio. So yeah.
Well, we already did say it. It was there. So
yeah. So it's here now. I've checked everything. I think we're good to go. I don't want to jinx anything. I'm like nervous now that we're gonna lose it again. But Shawn, we got connected though. It was after I posted the Lowy pod. Well, we had talked before that, but it was like we got kind of reconnecting after the Lowy pod and said we got to get on and have a chat. And we just happen to have like a ton in common, man. Like, you know, last time so we got into the world. So this is Shawn from Decks2Divots. You didn't say what
yeah, my fault. Yeah,
there we go.
I started Decks2Divots 2 years ago on a whim. I made my Floyd boys, who I golf with. It's a men's league, and I made them divot tools as just a thank you for inviting me to play with them. And then I added recycled skateboards, and then I showed it to one of my buddies, Tex James, down in Maryland, and he was like, dude, that's like the most unique thing divot tool I've ever seen. You can sell those. So I started the Decks2Divots page on Instagram, and I think I've gone through 200 boards, 300 boards in that time, just making divot tools. And then it went into displays, ball markers, putters,
trophies.
Oh yeah, huge trophies. I'm going to be making a trophy to send up to Minnesota, up for the Odin tournament, that one-day tournament up there.
ODIN, like the golf ball company?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The other, like Derek and Dominic.
Yeah, the Safe Par guys. Yeah, we know them. Yeah.
I not to disrespect you guys, but they want me on in April.
Nice.
So I'll be on there too. So
yeah,
I feel like things are looking up a little bit more.
Fuck those guys. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, my friend. No. We've actually we did a pod together. Were you on
seriously?
that one, Brycer?
No, I missed that one.
So it was like I think it was
that might have been before I was even.
No. That was not that long ago. It was like a year ago.
I think
it was just Dom and I. Yeah, I think it was just Dom and I. We were just shooting the shit. We were talking about like food on the golf course and stuff like that, man. Just kind of like how the podcast world works and golf pod and stuff like that. So yeah, they're cool, man. Like they're cool. I talk to them every once in a while. Dom and Derek, and it was Dom's got one with long hair.
I think so.
I'm almost positive. Yeah, so Dom was the one I was talking to.
We also had the Odin guys on too.
Yeah, and we had them on too. So I was like, it was all like kind of coming together when we were talking about they like use their golf balls and stuff like that. So yeah, That's cool. That'd be really cool. But what you're doing like an actual trophy for the event?
Yeah, yeah. They want me to do a trophy, and then they want me to do a the winners of that tournament. They want a ball marker and a divot tool. So I'm gonna
Love
make
that.
that.
Cool.
Um, I haven't figured out what I'm gonna actually do with it. See if I can get a couple Odin balls and cut the ball in half and maybe insert that into a divot tool. I think that would look pretty cool.
Bryce, let's go win that
Especially-
tournament.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Love that, man. Bryce and I we're convinced we're the ultimate scramble team. The ultimate 2-man scramble.
Yeah.
There's gonna be better 2-man scrambles out there, but as far as two
Piece-
podcasts,
You just need
Puzzle.
somebody to drive it to the fairway
yeah,
and someone to putt it.
Well, you just pretty much name both our games.
Yeah.
But we just
Yeah.
each have one of them.
yeah. So Bryce has got 300 and out, and then I'll take 100 and in, and I think we'll be
Yep.
okay. I think we'll play pretty good. I think it would be a good
Yeah.
piece for us. So, yeah, we're gonna come win that tournament. We'll come get that trophy. Best podcast there is, man. It's undisputable at that point. Indisputable. Undisputable.
And then you'll be the number one
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
that's
exactly,
right.
exactly. Yeah. So, hey, they're not number one, man. No.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
no way.
Well, I know, but
But it's out for debate.
up.
So we'll prove it. We'll
No.
come there and we'll prove it. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry, Dom. We're just.
well, that means I'm gonna actually have to show up. I think it's July 24th or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
that's
free. Oh.
I actually have something that week. There's a PGA Tour. There's actually a PGA Tour Canada event or PGA Tour Americas event that week. I'm sure. I think it's not here. It's in Ottawa. I think that week. Anyway,
Oh, that's not too far.
I'm
from
not
me.
playing in the event, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So when we got talking, I got off the rails there. So when we got talking, it was after I did the Lowy one. So do you have one of those? Do you have a Lowy?
Yeah. The worst part is I forgot to bring it in. It's
That's
in my
okay.
golf bag in the car.
That's all right.
If you give me if you look at my back wall, I'll go run and get it real quick. It
Right.
takes me 2 seconds.
Love it. Bryce and I will fill the airtime here.
Yeah,
we're
go
good.
ahead.
We're good at that.
I'll
We're
be
good at
back.
that. So we will explain. So we were doing this one before, and we got deep into. Hopefully, we get back into the whole BMX world. And I was into the BMX world. Shawn was in the skate world. You did a little skating too. You said, I think, Bryce.
Yeah,
right?
back in the day. I mean, just
Yeah.
out on the driveway and stuff, grade 7, 8, kind of got. I mean, I feel like everyone has their skater moment. I feel like
Yeah.
everyone dips into it a little. So
I think so. I was in yeah. When I was younger, Lupe Fiasco and stuff like that were really big, and it was. But I was into riding BMX and stuff, man. So I was talking to, I think Shawn knows. When I was talking, well, we know Cousin Clubs the other day, right? So something popped up, and I was telling him how I was at this place called the Flying Squirrel. If anybody's from the GTA, it's for a little kid trampoline park.
Mhm.
Shawn, we're talking about riding BMX. So the last time I was in one of these things, I did a backflip on a BMX bike into this would be 20 years ago. So I did
into a foam pit.
into a foam pit. And the other day, I jumped into a foam pit to get my 2-year-old out, and that shit is like quicksand, man. I could not get
It's like
out.
full circle.
Oh man, I could not get out. But so we get up there, and it's like a balance beam, and it's to do the jousting or whatever on. And he's the joust is 3 times the size of him, so he's just in hysterics, and he just kind of falls over. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I look down, and he's just stuck, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get in now. I gotta get in and get him. So I got trapped in there. So we were just talking about how we went through that whole skater phase and stuff like that. And I was telling Cousin Clubs that I was absolutely trapped in a quicksand pit of a foam pit, man.
It's
Just-
no joke in a foam pit.
Yeah, it's not easy.
you-
Man. Not easy getting out of there.
Especially if you weigh over 200 pounds,
Yeah.
250.
That's
Yeah, same here. There ain't no way getting out.
Because when you start to climb out, you move your foot and it goes deeper. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's if you just fall in on your back and cover the surface, you'll stay there. But as soon as you try to put as soon as you try to put a limb somewhere to it'll just go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm laughing, lifting out a 2-year-old. Oh man, it's such a funny event, but a lot different than I remember when I was 20 years ago. But all right, so let's see the Lowy. I've showed mine off, but I'm gonna show. Okay, yeah. Whew, look at that.
That's the skater
personal
inlay.
touch.
I made that design, and that's the one I wanted him to insert in it.
Yeah.
So
So when I was down there,
I love this thing.
yeah, when I was down there, before I connected the dots that it was your putter that he was talking about, he was like, "Yeah, once did like a wooden skate deck inlay in a putter." Because I was asking him about different ones, and like we're talking about debatably like one of the best putter builders on the planet, like
Oh,
legitimately,
hands down,
like,
Tyler.
yeah, he's
I love it.
actually um, like his work is exceptional. If you've watched the pod, like if you haven't, go back and check it out. But yeah, and I remember him like saying how he was like nervous. He wanted to like make sure it was like perfect and stuff like that. And I
Oh,
was
this
just
took over
yeah,
a year.
yeah,
Like
Mhm.
we when I first got in touch with him, I think it was in like March of last year. And then, or no, before that. And then we talked about it probably for months.
yeah.
And he was like, all right, well, since this is going to be handmade, I got to make sure I get the milling right in the center. I was like, you let me know. And I showed him my old ping putter that I wanted it off of. And then I think it was like, I think I got this, what, in June or July or August when I got this one in. Um, by June, I sent him the skate deck of the pattern, and he was like, "Yep, I'll have this to you." And then all of a sudden, I get a picture like 3 weeks later of it, the inlay in it, and it hadn't been shafted yet. And I was like, "Uh, dude, we got to make more of these. People will just it's just something unique.
For sure.
I mean, what he makes is every single putter, and you have what, two of them or one?
I have one in my possession and one on the way. So not on the way yet, but I have. I'm trying to grab it right here. So this one
You
is.
have seven?
I have this one. So
Yeah,
0052, and I have 007. Yeah, man. The
yeah,
M007. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I can't.
when I was there, he just started talking about the mallets. So the story of kind of how he got going with it, I posted like a really cool reel over on our Instagram. So this is a good time to go check it out. But he kind of explained that he made one, brought it into the shop where he was playing, and he was like asked a pro like what he thinks about it. He was a buddy of his, and he like dropped a ball, hit a ball, and he kind of like had that moment where he looked up and he was like, "Holy, like this is good.
That
Like who made this?" And that's kind of like the birth of I think we called it the birth of the Lowy putters, but it's it's something where like when I went down there, it was just such a unique experience, man. And
well, the Pine Barrens is
yeah,
just it's totally different down there.
yeah,
It's so laid back.
it was cool. It was like I'd known him for like I'd been talking to him for like a year. He'd been on the pod before. Um, like just an easygoing guy. Like I remember like Bryce and I when we wrapped up that conversation, we were like, man, what a good guy. Like what a nice guy. But I went down there, man, stayed with him and his family. Like we had breakfast together. It was awesome. Man. It was a great experience. And he was kind of telling me about the mallets, and I've always rolled a mallet, but like so he when I got 0052, like it was like we had like an hour and something conversation about getting all the swing weight right and everything. Like so it's not just making a beautiful putter. Like it's beautiful, but it's going to be one that's made for you. Plus, it's hand milled, so like he only knew of I think one other person who's hand milling putters. So it
Yeah,
was a really
everybody
cool
makes
thing.
them on their CNC machine and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And yeah, some of the guys make them. They look awesome, but I've never tried any others. So
well, they're going
Is
to be
this what
great. They're going to
is this what yours
perform.
is gonna look like, Mac?
Yeah,
Similar?
that's it.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
exact one.
sweet.
Yeah. So that'll be the if you're watching us over on Instagram by chance or over on YouTube by chance, that'll be it. Like the 007, he's got a few out in existence right now. So yeah, I'm sure we're gonna start working on that probably in the next little while. So I inadvertently like entered a draw the other day and sent him like half of the payment at one time by accident because I have no idea what I'm doing on PayPal. So it's nice to kind of get a good jump on that. So
Yeah, you're in it to win it now.
yeah, I'm like deep.
yeah,
I'm in it now. So I remember like I was telling you, I think I was at the Bet Rivers Casino in Philly, and then I met up with him and his wife Emily for dinner, and then I went back there the next day or whatever it was. But I remember like I did all right. Like I was at the casino and I was just like, I'm gonna give you a deposit right now. Like, can I get a mallet? And he said it was like he said the number, and I was like, I'll take 007. Like, let one or two go first. And then I was just like, I want 007. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. The numbers are cool. The
Yeah.
numbers are definitely cool.
I told him I would have waited for 069.
Well, that's when I was there.
Yeah.
When I was there, we were talking about like 069 because I'm 0052 or number 52, and 69 was coming up, and then I think it got nabbed while I was there, or like right in around that time that we were releasing the pod. Because I was saying like you might have an opportunity to get number 69 if you want, if that means anything to you. But I'm sure he's like into the 80s now. The list is growing. He's phenomenal builder. Sorry to take away from Decks2Divots here, but I know he's just one of the creators that we're proud to be friends with. So it's always nice to kind of talk about Tyler like that. So go buy a Lowy.
Yeah, hopefully I'll meet him this summer because he still hasn't put his stamp on this one.
So there's a rumor you have the only unstamped Lowy.
Yep, I have the only unstamped one. So I think we're gonna meet up with Richard, who is the groundskeeper shilling over at Jeffersonville near us, and then I think one of my boy Mikey, Doc, is gonna meet us there too, and then we're just gonna play around, and then I'll get this stamped and probably say, hey, I'll take another one.
Yeah, is that
for the wife?
Is that like Doc in the tree or something by chance?
Yeah.
Because I see his stuff all the time on Instagram, man. It's always kind of cool. You get chatting. Like I was talking with Early Birdie Customs. You probably know him by chance.
I literally just got off. Me and him talk almost every single day.
Yeah.
Well, we used to until his kid, other son came in. But yeah, I talked to Doc like all week long.
Yeah.
We'll text and I'll go, hey, how's everything doing? But no, and then Van with
yeah.
Van Nalen?
Yeah,
where is it?
It's like a little small community, and we all get along.
This is Van's. This little green one right here. This dark green one in the back. I don't know. I got another one of Van's back there too somewhere. Oh, they're both Vans.
He does cool.
I have his BB&F green one. Actually, I'm getting ready to send. Yeah, I'm getting ready to send him an old BB&F towel and a Eagles jersey.
Nice.
So he can make my wife an Eagles head cover.
That's cool. Does she know it's coming?
So, no, but now she will.
Yeah, I'll just drop like some stuff.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it'll be a nice surprise when it gets there because one thing you can't do is anticipate the quality of Van's work. It's like
and it'll take 6 to 8 weeks, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like all of us makers, we all try our best to make it clean, presentable, because that's who we are.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could easily take a board, slap it together, glue it up, but still I have to take the grip tape off. I have to sand both the front and the bottom. I have to measure the cuts, glue it up, then come back like the next day, unglue it, and like if I'm doing like a pattern like this, that's like 4 glue ups just to get the triangles and the diamonds and it's nuts.
Yeah.
So,
Shawn, what was the first piece you ever built?
First piece.
And why? Like what got you thinking about it? Like I know you kind of mentioned like you had made some like pieces for some of your buddies in the league, but like what was the first one that you made?
The first one I ever made was this one. It had no inlay. It was an old skateboard that was around the house.
Yeah.
And I grew up skateboarding back in Virginia and played golf. We had our closest golf course was like, I don't know, half a mile. That's where we played high school. So I used to skateboard before I could drive to the golf course. And I used to take my skateboard onto the golf course and just take it down the car pass, and just guys were like looking at me going, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm playing fast. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're walking, I'm skating. And
yeah.
I'm getting there faster than you.
I don't hit
So-
fairways anyway, so it's gonna be closer for me to just take the cart path, right? So it's like, no, man, that's what got you into skating?
Uh, I played hockey, and then a bunch of the kids that I grew up with back in Fairfax, we all played hockey. We all did our biking, but all of us skated,
Right.
and we
Mhm.
built like this half pipe in the woods, which we probably shouldn't have done because it caught on fire and burned because somebody was dumb.
Sure, parents
Um,
love that.
but
I'm
we
sure
all
they love the
skated.
half pipe and then setting it on fire is another level of
Well,
yeah.
it was kind of funny because where the half pipe was in the woods, a year later, that got turned into a road to a hospital. So
That makes a
we
lot of
kind of helped.
sense.
We kind of helped them out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
did a little land clearing before they.
yeah, did a whole bunch of land clearing.
There you go.
When there was
I think
probably
there
a
was
lot
like
of injuries on that thing, so they were like, we might as well build a road to a hospital right here. Like, makes sense.
yeah, that
Yeah.
hospital got used a lot during
Yeah, man.
our skating days. Um, but yeah, it was we all skated. We all it was like our little clique,
Yeah.
and we we went and saw Tony Hawk's, um, Cab, Mike McGill. They all came to like the local mall back in like 85, 86. And then we were like, yeah, let's just keep going.
Like, these guys are so cool. Like, I remember Steve Caballero, man. Like, he's so cool. Like, there's so many like cool skaters back in the day, and like I got
Oh.
into like BMX, and I was just like I skated a bit. Like I did skate. Like one of my buddies was so good, and I tried. Like I just like I get around and stuff like that. I do a couple tricks and stuff like, but I wasn't good. And I got like into BMX, and like right away I just picked it up. Like I was into like flatland, and then I was into like dirt. I never did like racing, but I was into like dirt jumping and stuff like that. Same type of thing. Like in the woods, there was like a path that we would take, and there was this like bunch of dirt jumps and stuff. And I'm just like ripping backflips like 10 kilometers from home. Like I remember so many times I'm like walking home. I'm like I've eaten the handlebars. I'm just like it's like taking me 2 hours to get home, even as like a 12, 15-year-old, whatever it is, man. But like those are the days. And I do remember riding my bike to the golf course. There was this like Bryce, you know Pebblestone out in like there's
No,
this
I
like
don't.
little like 9-hole track like out in like Curtis, like Oshawa Curtis border, and I'd like ride my bike there. Same type of thing. Have the clubs on the back and just kind of like ride to the course.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I mean,
such a cool experience.
that's my new sticker. There's a guy holding a golf bag while doing a trick on a skateboard.
Yeah.
I'll just actually have to send a whole bunch of them off. So yeah,
Oh, that's sweet, man.
Nice. That's awesome.
so he's doing a kickflip with a skateboard.
I love that. That's such a
Gloves
cool
on.
sticker.
And Ryan, Golf Scout, he's the one who designed that one for me.
That's cool, man. Shout out to
Out
Ryan.
at what?
I don't think I've seen his stuff. Is he like a graphic designer?
No, he does that on the side, but he's the owner of Wildwood Golf Courses out in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, check that out.
Right on. Yeah. He follows the pod here. I just followed him back. I missed it. But man, his stuff is so cool.
Yeah, him and I can't remember the other guy's name, because as soon as I got those stickers, he was like, "Oh, I helped Ryan with that," and I'm like,
Look at this.
Yeah.
Can I get a zoom in here on this? It's Abe
Homer.
Simpson on the couch,
Yeah.
and it's got a couple
Yep.
golf balls on the and a couple cans there on the ground. That's so good. This is a little bit blurry, but that's
Gotta
cool, man.
make
He's
sure
got
it's
some cool
productive.
stuff. He's got some really cool stuff. That's nice, man. I love like I don't know, just the makers and the creators in the space. Like we're so lucky to kind of like, I don't know. There's just so many, man. We get to have conversations with them all the time. It's so interesting, and like the idea of like how you get into like skating, and then now you've brought that into golf. It's like, you know,
Yeah,
is
I mean-
there anybody doing it, Sean? Like, you know, is there anybody doing it right
There is probably a good like 90 to 100 people that recycle skateboards, make it into everything.
now? Yeah.
No one is doing golf.
I've never heard of that. Like
I'm
obviously
the only
there's
one. And I talked to a bunch of them, and they're like, "No, that's you.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to go. We don't want to go that small." I'm like, "All right, cool.
Yeah.
I got my own little area. I'm gonna stay in it, and I mean, I do make a couple things for clients. Like I made a couple trays, uh, the golf or the cigar ashtrays.
Hmm.
Made a couple of them. Um, now I'm making like 3 to 4 tier ball marker displays.
Cool.
Um, even the single that you could probably put like 20 to 30 ball markers on it for people that like to
How
keep them
many
on their desk.
how many boards would that take to glue that up? Rough.
Uh, so I incorporate either hickory or walnut. Like
Oh, okay.
here's a
Oh, I
three
see.
tier one
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
that I'm gonna send through the. It's actually gonna be 4 tier when I'm done. I'm gonna send that through the drum sander, glue it all up, and then I'll cut the notches out, and then I think I already have that one sold.
Nice.
But on like that, it's like half of a board because
Okay.
I'm using the same color.
Hmm.
Um, a couple of the bigger displays I've made, it's probably been almost a board if I took all the pieces, but that's 3 different boards that I've cut up into strips. And if you lined them all up, it actually would be one board.
That puts it
So,
into perspective too, because I know earlier you said you've probably made enough stuff to be 200 to 300 boards, and if you're using one board for like a big display, I mean, it really shows how much product you have out there, which is great.
oh, the putting cups, that's like how I break down the board. I go from tail to tail and then I cut it off right before the truck holes.
Hmm.
So I have a flattened piece, and then I take the tails and I'll clean them all up. They're up on a thing right now, but I keep the bend. So if people actually want the bend in it, I can glue those up. What I
Hmm.
plan on trying to do is my buddy does welding, and he's going to make me a welding area where I can put 3 or 4 pump jacks, and I can literally glue like
Mm.
8 or 9 boards together. So I have you have all the width and the angles of the skateboard. So that'll be another project for the summer. Um,
Cool.
Pretty sure I can probably get some cool half moon shapes out of some divot tools.
Yeah.
So
Anything,
yeah,
Sean, that you've thought of that you haven't been able to create yet that's still kind of in the works that you don't mind sharing with us if there is anything?
I want to actually. So I have Joe Legend from Legend Golf Company. He's making me these inlay ball markers out of stainless steel,
Okay.
and then I take a piece of board art, and
Mm.
that's the back of a Santa Cruz board. That is, it's got like your slot machines. It's got the
Yeah.
bars, the cherries, the lemons, the seven. No, I showed the sevens off earlier this week or this weekend. Um, I literally want to take one of those inlays, but make it a perfect circle with a bunch of colors. So I haven't gotten the right enough angles to actually make the lines make circles that I can inlay. I can do everything else. I just haven't figured that mathematical equation out yet.
Well, it's hard too, right? Because like it's a straight line. To make a
Yeah,
straight
it's just
line
straight
into a
line.
circle is
Yeah,
not easy.
Yeah.
no, and
Yeah.
it's like 5 degrees, like, and then I have to make 1,000 cuts
Yeah. At five.
just
Yeah.
just to get it to where it actually kind of. I mean, I made one. Um, I think it was like 8 cuts. Huh. Guess I don't have it. But yeah, I made one with 8 cuts, and it came out okay. Just not. It didn't. I don't know. Just didn't feel right. So that's one of them, and then I want to make some more putter displays.
Yeah,
So
it's like it is like one of those things too though, man. It's all trial and error, right? And like the good thing is there's well, unless you're working with like a sentimental piece, like a sentimental board or something like that, like there's enough broken
Oh.
boards out there and stuff like that that you can.
I have
Yeah.
I have quite a few of them hanging on the wall.
Yeah, that you can kind of find and experiment with, and then because I feel like the sky's kind of the limit, right? There's so many different things that people have done or that you might like as a maker think about doing, but then like you have a whole twist that it's like a skate deck that you're kind of
Yeah.
incorporating with, right? Which is kind of
Like-
cool. So
This is going to be part of a trophy.
yeah, can you
That's
hold
sweet.
that? Can you hold that back a little bit closer to you so we can see it?
Yeah,
That's
there you
so cool, man.
Yeah, if
That's
you're not,
so-
if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple something, go check it out on YouTube. I mean, he's showing some pretty cool stuff here.
like it's an actual okay, so it's a putter with like it's you got a few decks kind of built in together in there. That's got to be like
This is, I want to say, 14 decks, but I'm using pieces of the deck.
yeah, that's
Yeah, so it's the
wild.
same
there's
deck,
four-
but 14 different pieces, correct?
Yeah,
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 that
that's
are all
so wild.
glued together, and then I cut it out with my bandsaw, and then shape it with a jigsaw, and
It's kind of like the
Same bit.
world of like Damascus almost, but like in a wooden putter. Like
Mhm.
that's
That-
wild, man.
that's what I want to get this summer is get some Damascus, because at some point I want to actually make a putter that is, usable, other than, this one that's full of lead.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But I want to put like on the front of this, I want to put like a piece of inlay of Damascus.
yeah,
So you're actually not hearing you, like if you ever hit a golf ball with wood, it sounds dead.
It's
But
weird.
with metal, it just sounds right. So
yeah. So
Yeah.
when we were talking with Bradley Converse from Bradley Putters, so that's his space, right? Like Bradley is like, have you ever seen the Bradley Putters? So
oh yeah,
like we've had this conversation with like him and Loey, like hands on, like those are like putter builders. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to like
everything is
compare the level
handmade.
of skill between those two guys, right? Like it's just like they're elite putter builders. It's like truly impressive to even have conversations with them. But like, man, like he was talking about all like the hardening and stuff that goes into it to make the putter
Oh,
sound like and feel like a steel putter and have no difference. So there's so many different layers that goes into it, and like obviously there's machines, and so he drops it in with like a chemical.
yeah,
Of some
it's
kind.
called cactus. Yeah, cactus juice. He puts it in a
Yeah.
pressure pot. It takes all the air out of
Yeah.
the wood,
Yeah,
and it hardens it. And then the juices actually fill up those little voids in wood. And then, then he takes it out and pours epoxy, and then that's got to sit in a vacuum chamber to suck all that bubbles out of the epoxy. Oh, yeah,
So there
that
we
guy
go.
is.
it's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. His
It's
putters
a
are like-
lot,
yeah,
a lot of work for one putter.
yeah, but they are
That's
like
why.
it's such a it's such like a beautiful piece though. Like it's like
Yeah,
it's one of those
they're
ones
all
that-
one-offs. They're made for that certain client.
Yeah,
He
His-
wants like. Go ahead.
his I was gonna say his artwork's like getting insane too. Like every putter he
Oh,
posts,
his
man,
artwork's
it's just
gotten
like
way
it's
better over the last year.
yeah, it's just so detailed. Like he was showing us some like with like feathers on birds, man. You can see the feathers when like this is
Yeah.
on somebody's putter. Like it's wild. They're like ripples and like white caps and water and stuff like that. So it was really kind of cool to check out that. But that's a whole other world though. Like he's building those he's doing those for a living, right? So to be able to like
Yeah, no.
I don't know,
This
maybe
is my
reach out to him, see if you can throw one in the pressure pot for you one day. See if
Yeah.
you
This
can get
this is
yeah.
my side hustle that I do at night when I get
Yeah.
off work.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean though. Like maybe I don't know, reach out to him, put some pressure on him, see if he'll throw no pun intended, put in the pressure pot for you. But I think I think like too though, if you're kind of getting like one of yours, like it'd be great to just like you're taking the kids mini putting or something like that. Like it's just a nice
Oh,
one to like bring out and
I
like,
make-
have an experience with it.
I made I think it was the second putter I ever tried to do hand carved with the Dremel and all that, and a guy made it.
Yeah.
I put a regular shaft in it, and he built it for his son to practice putting inside the house.
Love
Mm.
that. That's so cool.
And I'm like, that is just perfect.
Yeah, that's cool.
I built
And-
one recently. Is this it? Yeah. It's not quite the same, but here we go. We got like a 20-something inch
Yeah.
putter probably. The grip's as long as the shaft, man. He's rolling my old gamer when I was a kid. Sorry for the Velcro there, but the old number 9, man. I love this thing. So this is the drywall denter now. That's what this thing is.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much
Hey.
it. This is it. Yeah.
If you can get your kids into it, do it.
He loves it, man. He's got his own like little plastic set and stuff there, but I got like one of those perfect practice mats or whatever, and he just rips this thing off the wall sometimes. Sometimes I'll hit a ball with it. We'll see. Maybe.
There's a company that makes golf bags. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Yeah, is it Charlie? Charlie's?
Yeah, Charlie's. Yeah.
They're so cool, man. They're so cool.
Go and get one of those. and then take him out on the course when he gets older.
I'm gonna look them up right now just to make sure.
Yeah, I'm doing it too. I've never seen them.
Yeah,
they're like Charlie
they started. And every time he does a drop, they just sold out 300 bags a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's wild, man. A buddy of mine got 2 of them.
And now they're trying to do like kid sets to go with the golf bags. So it's like, yeah. If my kids were that small, I'd be getting them.
Yeah, I might have to. I might need to get them one because they're so cool. Like, and I don't know, they seem like a pretty cool company too. And like I heard the quality is like very, very good, very good.
Oh, so. I have a couple clients that ordered it for their, I think, a BMX guy, Aaron Ross. I made him and his daughter ball markers. And I sent them off to him, and then the next thing I know, he's like, "Dude, do you know this thing, Charlie?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I just ordered a bag for my daughter." I'm like, "There you go. She's got a bag, ball marker, divot tool. Now she needs the clubs."
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta try and get him on the pod. I might try and send him a message right now because they're cool. Even like I would love to like know that story of like
how they got into that.
Yeah, how you got into it, like kind of sourcing out like toddler golf bags and like obviously the story would be pretty cool.
I think they make them all handmade there.
That's so cool.
In the garage.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
I get my new baby.
That's how we all start.
Yeah,
we all start in our garage.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it works, right? And it's kind of cool that's why I was saying it's like so fascinating to have all these like conversations with like makers and stuff. We just started a podcast. It's easy. We just click on a mic and talk to people and learn the story. But the true talent's on the other side of the microphone, usually the other side of the camera for us. So, Shawn, like what do you got coming up? Like what kind of stuff are you working on right now?
So Masters is coming up.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So I have these ball markers that I'm gonna inlay green and yellow.
Love that. That is so
but
cool.
on the back, shout out to Buckeye Bag Tags, Jim. He is engraving on the back of these my original Amen with a flag on the back of it.
Cool.
And that'll be coming out. I think I should probably have them back this week.
How many are you doing?
I'm doing a drop of 10.
Nice.
So I did 10 2 years ago. I missed it last year because I was taking care of the wife and her broken ankle. And I didn't have time last year. I was way too busy. But yeah, we'll do a drop of 10, all numbered out of 10. And then after that, some more. I think I'm gonna talk to Joe about making some brass and copper for inlays. I'm gonna test some burning out because I made a blue one. Like you can see, this one's torched.
Yeah.
I took a little torch to it and got a nice blue design on it. And then we'll do some more of those. I do have some single prongs, like I did with the epoxy, the broken boards with the epoxy in it. This one's a carbon fiber one. I'm gonna get some stainless steel ones going. But no, I got trophies. I have, especially Odin's. He's got 80 people coming to that, so I have to get 80 different things plus trophy, and then the winners. And then my golf season starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So my Saturday mornings till about 10:30. I'll be at the golf course.
Nice. Do you
So
play other than in that league? You get out a lot too, or is it kind
I
of just
get whenever the wife wanted to play on Sunday, because it was nice. Um, I'm trying to get her into it. She's all about it. She's like,
mm,
it's like me and her time. We just go out, we play 9 or 18, and she just enjoys it. And I enjoy it because the fact that she's out there
yeah,
doing
for
something
sure.
I love. So we just sit back, we hit some golf balls, drink some beers, and just have
Nice.
fun.
Yeah,
I
that's what
mean,
it's all about, man.
Man, that's what
yeah.
golf's all about. That's it. Like that's it right there.
I mean, we have 5 more years until the youngest goes off to college, and then
And game on every day.
oh, every day, as long as my body takes
Holds
it
up.
after all this
Yeah.
landscaping.
Sean, do you know of any like pro skaters or any like skateboarders in the world that are like into golf? Like, so I was
Uh,
watching I listened to and like check out the Par Three podcast with like Stephen Malvin, and they had a skateboarder on there the other day. He was a younger guy. I'm not sure his name, but like it just seems like it's becoming more and more like common, right? Like there's like this street
yeah,
culture for like with like the influence of like street culture and like golf, and like there's a lot of like connection there. Like, do you know of any? I feel like
I don't know any pro skaters. I know some of my local.
yeah, I know this one guy.
Shout
Like
out
I've
to
heard of this one guy, Matt Miller. You know that guy? You know that
yeah,
name? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know where
shout out
he's
to
a club pro now.
Nomads,
Yeah,
the skate company up the street from me. Yeah, I've met quite a few skaters there that actually play golf on when their bodies aren't broken and they're not, and it's
yeah. No kidding.
not. Oh no, I'm dead serious. There's a couple, and then I sold a couple ball markers to some of the skaters. And they're like, yeah, let's go golfing whenever you can. So
Nice.
I there's so many. I mean, heck, I think my proudest memory out of all this was I made Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey ball markers.
Did you?
Really?
Yeah, they I had Travis with the orange and red with his number 87 on it, and then Travis, I mean Jason, I made him a Eagles one, and it was green with a little tint of white because the boards aren't really white.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with his number on it, and my buddy Adam, who works for the Boys and Girls Club, he ended up delivering to them. Um, and I missed out because that was the day of the autism thing in Jersey that the Kelseys do. And Travis had just left to go play in that match with
Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
against
With Mahomes and
yeah, with Mahomes, Steph Curry, and
Clay.
yeah. So he didn't get the ball marker right then because I would have loved to seen that on the
Oh, that would have
golf
been
course.
awesome.
That'd be so
I would
cool,
have been like,
man.
yes.
We've talked to a couple of people, and like somebody was in Roy's pocket, and has been in Roy's pocket a little bit. Like that'd be such a cool experience, though, man. Just to
Oh
kind
yeah,
of see
golf medals.
Yeah, golf medals. That's it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
it still pops up because he's got the poppy one, right? So it's
Yeah. He's got I think he made him like 4 of them.
yeah, and like he's still got a video. Like he still uses that poppy one pretty regularly, right? And like Roy's kind of talked about how he's not too particular about which one he uses. It's just whatever he grabs on the first day, he keeps all week. Like that's
First
his thing.
day, he uses it
Yeah.
for the whole thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I made I don't know if you could see it really good. It's
Yeah.
a number 4.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got the metal back. This one's for Jake Elliott, the place kicker for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then my wife was like, because she's a huge Eagles fan, and I'm a Cowboys fan. She asked me, she goes, "You got to make some for
How does your
Saquon
homework?
Barkley."
How does that work at home, man? How does how?
Me and my dad
You're in-
didn't get along back when I was young, so I had an aunt who lived in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So she sent me a Roger Staubach jersey when I turned 8.
Damn, man. Like
So,
I
yeah.
feel like living in Philly, being a Dallas fan with your wife being oh boy, that's gotta be
Yeah,
tough.
it's well, growing up in DC, being a Cowboys fan around all the Commanders / Redskin fans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, Daryl Green used to be my next door neighbor.
Really?
And
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like the number one cornerback in the league for the Redskins
Mm-hmm.
growing up.
That's
So
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was just thinking like Sundays must be yeah,
uh,
they must be, some tense days in the Decks2Divots household if
as
Especially when the
long as we're
Cowboys
not
win games when the ref
yeah.
blow calls against the Lions. Sorry.
as long as they're not playing against each other,
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay. All right. That's all
Because
right.
I'll cheer for the Eagles, whatever. I know I'm gonna get slack for it, but happy wife, happy life.
So
Right.
how do you so we talked about the the recent one that you've done, the one for the Kelseys, like how do you know if they get there? Like do you have a connect, can you share? Like do you have a
Yeah.
connect? Yeah, okay.
So my guy, Adam Stouse works for does marketing for the Boys and Girls Club,
Okay.
and he knows a lot of people,
Right.
especially in Philadelphia. Um, and then he has connections with some of the radio, WIP, which is a sports radio in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So he has a lot of connections with them, and I think back in the day he used to play golf with them too. So um, he's like, yeah, I have these ball markers. Can I get them delivered? And he knows most of the staff, so he's like, yeah, we'll get into them.
Yeah, because that's
So
always a thing. Like I remember recently talking with a guest, and he just wasn't sure if the work he had done kind of got there. There's no confirmation, right? So like that's why I was thinking. Like I feel like you'd be glued if it just got to him. You'd be glued to the TV to see if it was like popped down in the match because Kelsey's got game too, man. Like Travis Kelsey's got a nice move. Like he's got it. Like he's not bad. So. But I'd be like, I'd be stuck on the TV, man, just looking at it to see if it's there. Like,
I'm just hoping since Jason retired, he'll golf more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe someday, I mean, it won't be on TV. Maybe it'll be on his Instagram, or
Yeah.
somebody will take a shot of it while he puts it down. That would be, perfect.
Is he a Philly native? Does he live in Philly?
Yeah, he lives in Chester. I think probably about 30 minutes away.
Yeah, like
for me.
you never know, man. Too, like you never know if there's like a world where, he's out there golfing. Maybe you can like meet up or something one day. You just never know. It's like the golf community is like so cool, and like Jay's like he seems like he's actually like a really cool dude too. Like
if I met Jason before my wife did, I'd probably get killed.
Yeah.
Because that's my wife's literally number one player ever for the Eagles.
But the thing is though, if you bring her, you're never gonna get. Yeah, he's just like she's gonna go crazy. You're never gonna get that invite back, man. It's gonna be like, it's just I don't know, or you might, man. You might like you never know that experience, right? It's like it's like a cool. It's just kind of cool to hear like those stories of when you can like humanize these
athletes,
mega stars,
like these stars,
man. Like these mega stars, and like the fact that like what you're doing and like what you're so passionate about, and like you said, like your wife's like an absolute like super fan, and like you're making something to send to him, right? And like there's a good chance it's gonna be in his hand one day, and he puts it down behind a ball. That's so cool, man. Like that's such a cool experience. Like I love it.
I try to. I don't know. I just try to make some cool shit, and if it makes it to people's hands, like especially I think I have something going out to California to a couple guys. I'm not saying their names yet.
Yeah.
Until I know it's there. But yeah, I think I have to have them done this week. They'll get shipped out with my buddy Adam, who's going out to California in 2 weeks. He's got some things to do out there, and hopefully with a skateboard company.
That's cool.
We can work some.
You can tell us, Sean. You can tell us. Cover my mic does absolutely nothing. I'm like, all I can hear in the distance is me still talking. But
Santa Cruz.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I have an idea of where we're headed, but that's cool, man. Like, and like even just the idea, like I was saying, of like the passion of like building something like that to like, I don't know, it'd be so much fun, man. It's just like we do the same thing. We just like talk to people like yourself and Tyler and like Early Birdie Customs and stuff like that. Man, his stuff's cool. We gotta get him on too. So it's like all these like different makers too. It's just like it doesn't get old, man. It's so cool to just kind of learn the story, right? Like learn the story.
Did you guys have Sean make you guys some ball markers
from Early Birdie Customs?
Yeah,
maybe.
I already know about it. The road
I was literally just talking to him like 10 minutes ago about a message I just saw pop up. So we're working on something. We're working on
Yeah,
something. Yeah, man.
yeah. Well, I got something coming your way too, so I'm not gonna reveal what it is, but you both are getting something.
Love that,
Sweet.
man. Love that.
Awesome.
It's
So
the collection is like
It's mine's getting
it's
pretty big.
beautiful, man. Like it's
okay,
beautiful.
so here's my philosophy. If the collection keeps growing, you guys got to contact me. I'll make you guys a display.
That's a good idea. Man, my buddy Kirk, he's probably listening to this pod. He would love that. He's not a skater, but he collects ball
You don't have
markers.
to be a skater. Like
No,
I
I
have
mean,
guys
no, it's
that
not
just
like that. It's just he collects ball markers. So that might be, he made me something pretty cool. I'm going to forget to edit this. So maybe he doesn't listen to this minute. Maybe I got to get something for him.
I mean, I got that's full, so
We got to get you a Pioneer bag or
Jesus.
something on that.
yeah, I got
Yeah.
it's excessive what I got in here.
I probably
Oh.
got, I don't, it's hard though, man. Cause I got a few that I like really like we got one from, from Nebula,
Yeah,
Brandon
Just
Marino.
the
So
Brandon.
it's like everybody knows Brandon
Oh, yeah.
Marino by now. His stuff's like insane, and
Custom clubs.
got some divots
Yep.
from
Good old
clubs, and
I
then
got a whole bunch of them.
when I picked up the putter too, Loey made me one when I was down there. Just randomly, we are just like shooting the shit in the shop, and he was just like making this like he was doing something, and he was like, "You want me to drop it in the you want me to heat it up?" And I was like, "Oh, we're like making a marker," and he's like stamping it and stuff like that, and it's so cool, man. It's so cool to have. So I got a one of one from him, which is cool. So yeah,
Was it the dice?
it's like that pattern. And then it
Yeah.
said handmade in the Pine Barrens around the outside of it, and then it says 0052. So, which
So
it was the
that's-
first in existence, and I know he was thinking about right away. So I'm like, how do we do this on another level? And then like you got to like make one of these to go with a head cover to give people an option. You charge them in like $150, and like that's a kit.
Oh,
And he's like the
I
most modest human being on the planet, man. He's like, yeah, I know, like and stuff. I'm like,
I
man,
love. Did you
like-
did you get a head cover?
I have one. It's not here yet because
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the other putter to come. So he'll
Yeah.
just kind of ship it all at one time. So I don't have that. But we had Tyler
I like
who
this-
made those Tyler golf bags on a little while ago. Really cool
Yeah,
stuff. too, man.
I love the simplicity of the putter cover.
Yeah.
I mean,
The one that I've got on it right now is from AJ at Pioneer Golf up here in Canada, eh? But yeah, up here in like Western Canada, his stuff's so good, man. And it's just his logo is a barn. I have a sticker on it on the
I
other
just
side of
had
the
it
wall.
right here.
Yeah, I have a sticker on it like up here. You guys won't be able to see it, but it's so cool. Actually, wait. I have the barn here. I remember I have this here. So this is like the logo he's got. Where am I
oh,
going here?
sweet.
So it's like an old barn, which is sweet.
Yeah.
And so he's got pretty much just like the outline of it. Just like if you were to frame the barn without like the wooden panels, something like that, drop that as an embroidery of like just the framing. And that's what's on the head cover. And so it's like black on black. It's so clean. So much my style. And the way Tyler put together the putter, like I just let him have his kind of creative mind work. And it was like black grip, black stability shaft, black head. Awesome, man. Like just kind of right up my alley.
I'm having so my wife's cousin does embroidery
Yeah.
and does screen printing. He lives down in Virginia. He's gonna be making me some shirts. And yeah, I'm gonna have that skater guy on the back with just the D to D in the front.
Love
So-
that. Put me down for
Yeah.
one.
Just
Yeah.
throwing it out there. That's coming up this summer. I think some golf towels too.
Nice.
Do you have
But not
a
Not the big ones. The
No?
small ones that you can like I think the brass ones that you could just click onto your bag.
okay?
I
all
like
right.
the big ones, but they're too heavy.
I got a question for you guys, but bit of a hot take here. So I keep this. This stays in my bag the whole time. All my
Yeah.
ball markers, everything. You guys
Oh.
keep yours in your bag, or do you keep it in your house?
I literally I go through all mine because they were on the wall on a display, but then I ended up selling displays. So now they're in my like drawer.
Mm-hmm.
I literally will go in, grab one, whichever one comes out, that goes in the bag for the day. When I get home, it's usually in my pocket. It goes back in. Next Saturday, I'll pick a different one.
Yeah. So I'm
Or
the
if
same way, but I do it on the first tee. I'll open this bag, I'll dump them all out, and I'll just pick a ball marker and a divot tool, and I'll use it.
I don't know.
But
Now
my
I'm
one buddy was
terrified.
like,
Yeah.
"What if you lose your golf bag?" And I was
yeah,
like, "Well, I'm
yeah,
starting over.
yeah. What if you
Yeah.
lose that whole thing?
Starting over."
Yeah, you go on the boys
Oh,
trip. Like I
Jesus.
could never send my golf bag on a plane. Like with my putter. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like putting the putter in my pant leg or something like that. Like I just yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could risk that getting damaged or losing like my giant sack of ball markers, man. Like I got another one from AJ at Pioneer. Like that's where I have my case from. It's probably a little bit bigger than yours, Bryce, and it just like is stuffed, like absolutely stuffed with ones. Like I even have some from when I was like 12 years old.
Yeah. Well, I
Absolutely.
collect one from every course I play.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
do them
also
all.
like,
So all those in the bag, they're like getting chipped, you know.
oh yeah, but I'm like the biggest. I don't know. I'm the biggest supporter of like if you buy something, use it. Don't buy something to just sit
Oh,
on a shelf. So like I don't know. I think like when they're chipped and worn, it's kind of like it adds that little bit of like coolness to them that they've been used. They're not just decoration kind of thing. So that's kind of why there's a couple that have been chipped and paint's chipped off or whatever. But I don't know. I feel it kind of adds to it. So
I still couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't leave the house with the bag and get in a car accident, and then they all like
yeah,
burn or.
yeah. I've had people tell me I'm nuts, but I don't know. I keep it in the back.
I don't know. I
How's
feel nuts
everyone?
too. It's always been in my bag too, and I feel nuts too. But yeah, I don't know. Now I'm
No,
nervous, but
I just take one, and
I got to get in a
like
better
I
habit.
rotate.
That's probably a better habit, Sean. That's probably not a bad idea.
I just because I've lost. I think probably going on like maybe 10 that I've
Mhm.
lost because after the round, I'll either stop at a store or we'll
Yeah.
have a couple beers and I'll show it off to guys and then I'll completely forget about it that I didn't
Yeah.
get it back. But
The worst thing for me is sometimes when you're sitting in the cart and if you're wearing like that material of pant, they'll
Yeah.
like kind of slide out sometimes.
oh yeah,
I
That's the
had that. So I had that happen with my, was it my, I think it was my first club's tool. And I
Oh, really?
I found it. I like drove
right.
back and I found it beside one of the greens. It had like slipped out of my pocket onto the cart. And luckily I noticed like I'm not, I doubt I hit the next green, but maybe,
Yeah.
but
Couple
maybe,
greens.
maybe it was just like, it happened to be that. But I
Maybe,
remember like
no, you're
driving back
probably
to the center.
fixing someone else's ball mark, you know.
I
Doing-
remember,
yeah.
I remember driving back and it was near the 7th green and like there's probably no chance I hit the 8th green. So it's probably not until the 9th, that short par 4. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it wasn't that far away. And then I
I
went back
think
and actually found it, man. I remember being like so like just so
Relieved.
worried about it. Yeah, like relieved. And now like I had another one with a wooden handle made, and then I had another one with the like my Carta or whatever made. And I had a few of them, and like I had my one buddy Kirk over, the same guy I was talking to you about. He's such a sweetheart, and I gave him one, and I regret that, man. I regret it, Kirk. I'll forever want that. Nah, it's just like I love sharing them and stuff like that. But then I had another pinner like the one that you have, Bryce, and I gave that to my buddy Stefan too. So I'm just spreading the love out there, man.
I don't know how
Yeah.
many ball markers I've given out. It's like
Yeah,
even like the kids, like if they're behind me and the wife and they want to go through, I'm like, here's a ball marker, and they're like,
Yeah.
wait, you make these? I was like, yeah. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like on the green, my phone goes off. Oh yeah, they followed me on Instagram. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
awesome.
That's so cool, man. That's got to be such a cool feeling. Like if you can just like pass them out here and there, and then you get
I used to when I used to play by myself first thing in the morning with one of my buddies.
yeah.
I used to take business cards and take a divot tool, put the divot tool with the business card on the green,
It's a
Mm.
great
and then
idea.
on the back I say take it, just send me pictures of you using it.
Yeah, that's a
I've
good idea.
That's a really
I've
cool
done
idea.
that. I don't know. It's like the old 2-prong ones.
Yeah,
Like I probably got close to like 40, 50
that's so
clients.
sweet, man.
They're like, wait, you make these? Like, yep. So
That's
I think too, it
I don't
just
mind.
It's
I
just
don't
like
mind passing them out.
you're easy to like talk to, Sean. It's just like naturally too, man. So when people like come over and check it out and they kind of like see your work, it's just like I don't know. It's easy to root for you, man. Like your stuff's so
I
good,
just
and it's just like yeah.
I just try to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it shows
No,
too, man. It shows too because like nobody else is building like nobody else is building golf tools out of skate decks, man. It's
Well,
like
it's also
yeah.
like the correlation between skating and golf isn't like hand in hand, you know? Like it's not
No.
the most common thing to go side by side. So I think it's cool bringing new things to the sport of golf. I mean, like it's really endless what people can do, but it's like if people want to do it or not, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
I
like
think it's
everybody
awesome.
can do something with metal, for golf. Um, yeah, you have your persimmons. People can do it like Bradley does with some exotic woods, making putters. But to actually have something that was ridden,
Yeah.
Mhm.
trashed, and then you have to strip it all back down and start all over again, and it's got some beautiful colors in it, then you bring it back to life.
Yeah, man.
That's
So,
right.
So we've been into it over an hour here. I just noticed.
oh
You
Jesus.
you could have told us we were talking for like 15 minutes, man. I have no idea. So again, like we're at this point where hopefully you're still with us. Go down in the show notes below the Instagram handles there. Website, Sean?
No, I closed it. I'm
Okay.
actually going to start a Shopify or an Etsy in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Nice.
They're like an absolute beast. So when he does, go check them out because those things are hard. I don't know exactly when we're going to drop this, but go over, check
There,
out the Instagram
there will be a
page.
link in my Instagram
Yeah.
when I do it.
And it's just like it's a rabbit hole, and give yourself a few minutes. It's going to be a fun time, and you're going to kind of remember either skating in the past, doing whatever it was, or however you associate that. Because we have all, like 100% of us have played Tony Hawk Pro Skater at some point or another.
Oh,
So
yes.
so
No,
we can all relate to this a little bit, yeah.
We talked about that for what, half an hour?
Like last time, we
Yeah.
get so deep into Tony Hawk Pro Skater, man, and it was just like all the different songs and like Guerrilla Radio, and then like the playlist is on, and I'm listening to it after, and we're kind of going through it, and YouTube won't
I
let us
think they
play
have
some
a
of those.
playlist
But
on iTunes.
Spotify.
I would
Yeah,
love,
they
Yeah.
do
man, I would
Spotify.
love to put that. What was the one song we talked about this last time too, and then we had to look it up. But like, I would love to put one of those as like the intro song, but YouTube will not allow that. But
Honestly,
No.
like I think I was a little young for Pro Skater. I think my first Tony Hawk game was Tony Hawk Underground, but the sound you would get when you would combo tricks in the air, I could
Oh,
just listen to that on repeat, I think.
uh, that was like the perfect beat too.
Yeah, no.
I saw. Jeez.
I'm
Now,
just
Good
now
I'm
I'm
just
idea.
aging
grabbing it right
myself.
now. I'm just kind of going through it right now. I can't even like. I can't play it though. That's the problem. Is they won't let us play it.
So what do you guys have going on? Since we talked about me.
What we got going on right now is actually. So when we get this one out, it might be time to talk about new company that we're starting to work with and stuff. So I don't know. By the time we put this one out, we might put this out Friday. I don't really know exactly yet. So, but yeah, we got some work going on with the new company up here, which is pretty exciting. Something really exciting for us. We're starting to do a lot more live stuff now. So,
Mhm.
we're gonna start that world tour pretty soon of the On the Screws
So,
podcast. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm telling you, you guys need to come when you guys, if you both come back down to Philly,
yeah.
I'll get Tyler and a couple of the guys.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I
I
got a
We'll
baby
just
on the
go.
way due in August, so it might be a little rough for me to start
Oh,
this
that's right. I
year,
totally forgot about that.
Bryce is
but we'll
like
make it
2
work.
months from going into semi-retirement for a bit, and then
Yeah.
he'll be back one day though. It all looks better one day, but there'll be a period of time where I might be having to do live pods. I might be on my own. I might be a lone wolf for a bit. So, but it's
Did you find out what you're having?
No, we're gonna wait till it's born.
love that. That's
Okay.
so cool.
Yeah,
Ex-
I don't want to, but that's what my wife wanted, so she's the one carrying the baby. So I said I'll respect your wishes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, women rule this world. So
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's
So,
an
but
exciting time, man. It's a really exciting time. But
yeah, we just had
oh,
our anatomy scan today, so and everything looked good. So it's exciting.
well, I wish you guys the best. And yeah, because Sean just had his second son, and yeah, me and my wife are like, yep. Oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
it's
just
exciting.
realized too for like a little while. I don't know if you guys heard, but I had this dull like sound That's my baby
Oh, the
monitor
baby
sitting right in
monitor?
front of me too, right? So it's like
I can't hear it.
it's
So.
like that world. I had it like in front of me, and then I was like, oh, I think like there's less noise coming through my like vents or something. I was like, oh, I can hear the monitor for sure. But yeah, it's a special time, man. Special time, and well, Bryce started playing golf when he was pretty young, so the newest little man will get out there for sure, man. Just a
Oh, yeah.
family
It'll
of
just
absolute athletes, these guys. So
it'll be an
Does your
excuse
wife
for
play?
me to. We're trying to get her into it. Last summer she went out a couple times, and then this summer was going to be bigger, and then obviously now that she's
Yeah.
pregnant, it's a little tougher. But we got her a full set, and she's into all the clothing. She's got all her skirts and her shoes, and so
Good.
we're gonna get into it. So it'll be good.
You got next year.
Yeah, but I can use the baby as an excuse to get on the course now, so I can say, "Hey, I'm teaching the kid how to play golf." So
exactly, exactly, man. You gotta take that pat leave like me, and that's how you'll make your next hole in one, man. It's
yeah, right.
just a glorious moment. Wouldn't that
Right.
be wild? Wouldn't that be something? But so yeah, we're working on pretty much live stuff. So if you're listening to us at this point and you're wanting to be a guest, or you're a past guest, or yeah, and you want to do a live pod, we'll if we can, we'll come to you. I know I don't know if it's gonna align with you now, Bryce, but we're trying to do Chicago in May. I'll be like all around pretty much Ontario throughout the summer. So, and then, yeah, I think like there's a good chance I go back and see Tyler when 007's ready. I think there's just something, there's something pretty cool about picking that thing up. Something pretty special
You
about
just
picking that thing up.
You contact me when you're coming down.
Yeah, absolutely,
And
man. Absolutely, I will. Because you're only like half an hour, 45 minutes or something, right?
I think 45 minutes from
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah. Small drive, man. Like, I would love that. I would love to just like meet up somewhere.
How
And
far
like,
is it from me? I think it's pretty far from me.
yeah, it'd be
I think we
way.
did.
Yeah.
I think
9
we
hours.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last time.
Oh yeah, can you
Mhm.
tuck underneath the other side? Can you go through?
I go full
Yeah, yeah.
state. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not bad. That
Yeah,
actually,
because I think we talked about him actually going back up to Canada to where you and
Yeah.
I
then
would
you
go-
guys driving down
yeah.
81.
because we wouldn't have a meeting point. Yeah, we wouldn't have a meeting point at all.
I would come
Bryce.
all the way to you if I did that.
Yeah. So maybe when you're down for a bit, maybe we can like head out for a couple days in the summer or something like that.
Yeah, we can try to figure it
Because
out.
there's quite a few people down that area, like our good friend Paul Parks down in New York. We've been trying to link up. Last time I was down there, he wasn't there,
Oh,
so
I'm
he
tr- I'm
runs
trying to play-
G-Pod. So like, yeah, just a couple different people that we want to try and connect with in that world. So down by
I'm
where
trying
we
to
are.
play Bethpage Black at some point this summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that probably I think it's an hour and 20 minutes from my house. I'm like I'm
It's a
all
little
over
south. It would be south of you, right? A little south of you.
it. It's
Where are you?
almost
You're like here.
northwest. Because I'm like if Philly's here, I'm west of Philly.
Okay.
Mm.
45 minutes west.
Oh yeah. So it'd be back up like closer towards like New York. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like that would even be, I don't know, probably like a half an hour closer for me if I were coming down to like see you, to meet you at a spot like that. It'd be a little bit closer, I think, than that
Oh, yeah.
direct ride. I'd go to Bethpage. My a good buddy of mine's played there.
Yeah, my buddy Tex or James has two members that anytime I wanted to go, he's like just
Nice.
he'll drive up from Maryland and like I'll pick you up, let's go.
That's a
Alright.
course I'd want to go shoot like 75 on and just feel great about myself. I feel like
I
it's
don't
so
think that's gonna-
hard.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen with me. Not that course.
Yeah.
It depends how many holes you play, Sean.
the
It really does.
rough during the
I
summer
know.
is just nuts. They keep the rough at like 5 inches thick.
Yeah, and it's thick too. It's not just tall. It's like
Oh no,
beefy.
it's
Yeah.
thick.
Why can't
Yeah.
I find it in Google Maps here? Why am I struggling so much to find
It's
this?
you have to like do Bethpage like National Park or whatever.
Yeah, National Park.
You can't do the actual like golf course, I don't think.
Yeah, because a couple of my guys from my league, they go up, I think 3 times during the summer, and they'll sleep out in the parking lot
Just to get a tee time.
just to get a tee time.
Mm.
And they get there at like 3 o'clock the day before that afternoon. And then one guy literally stays in the car while the other guys Uber to the hotel.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm trying to. Have you heard of Arcadia Bluffs up here in Michigan?
I've heard of it, but
Yeah, I'm trying to go do that this summer, but we'll see. It's sweet.
My buddy Anthony was saying like you got to go do the fall rate because it drops off. Like the fall
Yeah.
rates are good. Like
Mhm.
I'll come when you go play there, Bryce. I'll come down for like the weekend and we'll go play it like maybe because it drops off in like September, October.
One of my buddies is really good friends with the. I just found out recently the like the food and bar manager. So he
Okay.
said like, he can hook us up pretty good. So
Yeah. See if you can get a little
Sweet.
something. It's
Yeah.
one of like if
I
you
think-
look it up, man, it's so beautiful. Like one.
it's crazy looking.
Yeah.
oh, send me a link. I'll look it up. Or
Yeah.
I'll add it.
Yeah, because that's one of the ones where you kind of I don't know what body of water it's on, but it's so nice. Here we are,
It's
just like
on,
we're in the middle of a
on-
podcast and we're just like
It's
radio
on Lake
silence.
Michigan.
Radio
on
silence as we like look through things. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
I know.
sorry everybody. Yeah,
Well, I'll talk because my golf league goes down to Tullamore in November, so they'll play Pinehurst, Tullamore. I can't remember South Pines or
yeah.
one, like all of them.
Southern Pines. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
just sent it to you there,
Yeah.
Sean, on Instagram.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
It's right on Lake Michigan, man. Like some of the views are so nice, and it's kind of like that old like. It's got like an old kind of track feel to it. I love it, man. It's such a nice like looking view. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I say I love it, but just like the photos are awesome. But
Oh, look at that! Ovechkin
Yeah.
scores again.
such a good spot. But Sean, I got to wrap this one up, man. I got to
No,
put an edit
go.
on this one. This thing's gonna take us like, a little while to edit.
Yeah,
now. We're,
I
we're
apologize
getting
for
into it.
talking so long.
No, man.
No.
Like I said, it could have
We
been a
love it.
10-minute pod, could have been half an hour. So hopefully you've stayed with us at this point. We're going to put Sean's
do it again.
Instagram handle, everything in the show notes below. We're going to do a live pod, man. We got to do a live pod in the summer. I got to come down and see you and Tyler, and we'll get something going. I think we'd have a lot of fun. There's got to be a fourth that we can bring in. Schilling, I know I've talked to him on Instagram. I know that name.
Richard's. That just look up Jefferson Golf Course. Holy
Yeah.
crap! They're redoing everything there. It looks awesome.
Nice.
Maybe we try and get out there too.
Yeah.
Do a little
Oh,
something, man.
that's a possibility.
I'm sure we can make that work.
Oh.
work.
I'm pretty
figure
sure
it out.
after this, yeah.
We got to we'll work on a date though, and like once I get kind of an idea of when we're doing 007, I might as well go down and pick it up and make that a pod, and then I'll end up probably buying another one like an absolute degenerate. So just I don't know, man. It's just
Hey,
it's
you
so
guys
hard.
support us, we'll support you.
It's such a it's so tough, man. It's so tough. But Sean, really appreciate this, man.
I
Again,
appreciate it.
the Instagram handle, stuff like that in the show notes below. You don't have to have a skate background to go check it out. It's like really fascinating stuff. All made by hand by Sean too, like which is really cool. So if you got a piece,
Yeah.
it's coming through, and yeah, maybe we'll try and get
Even
out.
a recycled skateboard with the bearing that spins.
There it is. That's sweet.
We talked about the ABAC, and like what's the bearing that we're
The
talking about?
Reds. The
Yeah, the
Reds.
ABAC
Oh.
Reds, right?
Yeah, the Rads.
And like the number 5s and stuff. Yeah, we were kind of going through all that last time we were talking too, man. Oh, I don't know. We're just gonna get stuck.
We'll
on this
do it
thing
again
forever.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try and, man, we got to try and do a live one. I think we'd have a lot of fun doing that. And, yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to see some of the things. So if you're not into skateboarding or whatever it is, go check it out anyway. Grab a piece, man. It's really cool stuff. And it's nice to know, like we say this all the time, that like a lot of the stuff with the people that we're talking to, like you put your hands on that to make that, which is kind of cool. Really cool experience,
yeah.
man.
I
Sean,
appreciate it, guys.
appreciate you running it back with us. I know, unfortunately, we lost the last time, but looks like we're pretty good for now. So we'll get an edit on this one. We'll drop it out in the next little while. Hopefully, you can like share it and stuff. Hopefully, your listeners.
Oh,
go over
I'll
and
share
check
the
it
heck out of it.
Yeah, your friends go over and check it out. Give it a listen, man. It's you're like genuinely one of the coolest dudes in golf, Sean. You're like you're cool, man. Really
I
appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Next time we'll talk hockey.
Yeah, that's my that's right
That's
up
a
my
whole
alley.
that's a whole other pod. We'll book another one, and next week we've got Sean back, and we're talking about golf. All right, boys. All right.
All right, see you guys.